Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
Ocho, Luka Doncic made his debut for the Lakers. Has not played since he injured that calf muscle on Christmas Day. The Lakers defeat the Jazz 132-113. Luka was warming up, LeBron was warming up with Luka's t-shirt. They placed a 77 t-shirt on all the chairs within the stadium. Yep. And the pregame, LeBron told Luka, be your effing self. Don't fit in, fit the F out. The Lakers have won 6 straight, 12 out of 14 overall. LeBron James had 24 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Austin Reeves, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Rui Hachimura, 21.6 rebounds. Luka, limited action, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And Godwin, the two-way player, had 17 points. The Lakers, the last game before the All-Star break is Wednesday against this very Utah Jazz team they defeated tonight up in Utah before the All-Star break. Let's continue right quick, Ocho. According to Shams, the Hornets exploring disputing the Lakers' failed physical on Williams. The Charlotte Hornets have been in contact with the NBA as they explore options to dispute the Lakers' failed physical assessment on Mark Williams. Sources tell ESPN. Williams, Dalton Knecht trade was next Saturday, and now the Hornets weigh avenues to challenge. We'll talk about that a little later. Ocho, I like what I saw. I don't know if you like what you saw with Luka. Now, look. It's only one game. It's a very, very small sample size. I like what they obviously Luka's going to start. Kind of staggering because you want one of those guys to be on the court pretty much at all times. But even if you don't have him on the court, you still have a primary ball handler in Austin Reeves. So obviously LeBron can handle the ball, Luka can handle the ball. But when both of those guys are off the court, if they are off the court, you still have Austin Reeves who can handle the ball, who's playing extremely well. Right. And so I like what I saw, and it's going to be a lot of staggering. So when Luka goes off the court, LeBron is on, LeBron's off the court, Luka's on, or if both of those guys are off the court, as I said, Austin Reeves is on. But I like the way they move the ball. Right. And if you know Luka can get hot and give you 20, 25 points in a quarter. But he doesn't have to worry about facilitating because a lot of times when Luka was on the court before he got Kyrie, if Luka went on a hot streak, he still had to worry about getting other people involved. You don't have to worry about that. He has LeBron. He has Austin Reeves. But I like what I saw. And Jackson Hayes, is the happiest guy because all he's going to do is get lob dunks now. He ain't got to work, but that's all he did anyway. But he's going to average probably about 14 points a game, getting 6 to 7 lob dunks a game. So I like what I saw early on, although it's a very, very small sample size.
Now, listen, even though it's a small sample size, you can tell that the future is going to be very bright for the Lakers. Now, I know people don't want to get too happy. They are playing the Utah Jazz, but obviously you understand how dynamic, Bron and Luka are playing together, even though the sample size is small, especially with the IQ that Luka has, especially in the IQ, with the IQ that LeBron has as well. The spacing, obviously, with Luka and Bron on the court was awesome. You can tell that Reeves is going to be able to eat as well as everybody else. So I'm excited for the Lakers. I still don't think it's enough to be able to compete and contend for a title. I still think they need another piece. I could be wrong. You can tell me. You would know better than I can. I still think there would be you would need another piece to add to that puzzle to be able to challenge out there in the West.
They need a big. The only big they have is Jackson Hayes, and I don't think that's enough. You only want to play Jackson Hayes somewhere between 14, 20 minutes a night. Right. He's not a guy that you're going to run out there and play 25, 30 minutes, 35 minutes a night. That's not what he is. He's not been that player in his NBA career. So you probably need another big. That's why they tried to trade for the Williams kid. But as I was reading earlier, Ocho, he failed a physical. Go ahead.
And now I have a question. When it comes to failing a physical, is it due to past injuries, or does he actually have an injury right now to where he couldn't pass it? I'm curious.
Well, what happened?
How that works.
Ocho, you know what happens when they bring you in there? They test you out. They start pulling on your joints and your shoulders and your knees and twist your ankle. Right. Are you okay? They give you MRIs. They give you all that other stuff. But here's a guy that's been, he kind of has an injury history.
Okay.
So I don't know why y'all so anxious to get up on him. If he's so good, y'all should welcome him back.
Right.
But clearly there's more to it than what's going on. There's like, hey, we thought we had another shooter. Cause we know what Dalton was. Yeah, he's kind of cooled off a lot. Early on, he was really letting it fly. Had some big games shooting the 3-ball for the Lakers, can put the ball on the floor, can finish at the rim. I know the Lakers really like him, but sometimes you have to give up something to get something.
Right.
And they realized they needed a big. Luka likes playing with very athletic bigs because he can get into the paint. He can dish it a lot of lob dunks. Go look at Lively. Go look at Daniel Gafford. Look at the guys that he's played with. Guys get a lot of easy baskets because, hey, he's going to get into the paint because he can change speeds. He's really herky-jerky.
Yeah.
But right now, I think that's the thing that they're missing. They're getting better at shooting the ball from outside. Gabe Vincent is getting better at shooting the 3-ball. He's finally getting his legs back. Last year was a wash year for him, and he's finally starting to shoot like the Gabe Vincent that we saw his last year in Miami when he really let the ball fly, helped that team get to the NBA Finals, but end up losing to the Nuggets. Austin Reeves has been on a tear lately. He's been unbelievable. He's just getting better and better and better every year. Would I be surprised eventually if he's not an all-star? I can see it happen. Now, it's going to be hard because he has Luka and he has LeBron on his team. But here's the thing, Ocho. He's going to be getting the third best defender. You've got to give one of your best defenders, especially the wing. He's got to guard Luka. He's got to guard LeBron. So now it's kind of like that third receiver. If you got two dogs outside, that third receiver like, man, hey, y'all give me the third or fourth corner. Oh, I'm definitely going to eat now.
You're going to eat. You're going to eat.
He's definitely going to eat. Rui is another guy that's going to get big because both LeBron, because they're big guards, can see over the defense. So they can penetrate, skip pass, hammer pass, over the top. It really doesn't matter to them. And we know they both can score. Luka has the third highest scoring average in NBA history at almost 29 points a game, behind Jordan, behind Wilt. When it comes to the playoffs, he has the second highest scoring average, behind only Michael Jordan. So that just lets you know what a proficient guy he is at scoring the basketball. And so you look at a guy that's averaging basically 29, 8, and 8, which is crazy. And he won't be 26 until the 28th of this month. So the Lakers have someone to when LeBron finally decides if and when that's going to be, because it's going to take a lot of pressure off LeBron, Ocho, because he's not going to have the workload of having to bring the ball up the court. He's not going to have the workload of trying to have to facilitate for everybody else. Luka is going to take a lot of pressure off LeBron. I can see LeBron now playing another 2 to 3 years.
You know, what you're saying that we talk about, you know, Luka taking some of the pressure off LeBron. Obviously, Luka, some of the pressure is taken off him as well. Even though he is as efficient as he is, he has a squad around him where he doesn't have to do all the work. He has hella athletes, a lot of players around him with length, and I think he's going to be a great addition. I think they just need a big. They need a big, and if they can get a big, now I'm not sure how many viable options out there that can come in and you can plug and play and make a difference right now.
No, they're not you can't trade for anybody, so anybody's going to be basically street free agents, or maybe somebody get cut and you're able to bring them in like that. But I know they were looking at that.
If they're getting cut, there's not much they can do for you.
But Luka and LeBron can bring it out of them. Because everybody ain't got a Luka and LeBron. But, you know, maybe they were looking at Valanciunas. They looked at Walker Kessler, who's on the Utah Jazz, but seemingly the Jazz wanted more than what the Lakers were willing to part ways with. The only guys are out there available, I think of JaVale McGee, I think of Alex Lynn, a Dwight Howard. How
old is Dwight?
Probably a year younger than LeBron.
Oh man,
because he was in that draft class after LeBron.
Okay,
so I'm thinking he came straight out of high school also, so he should probably be a year younger than LeBron. But you only Dwight keeps himself in great shape. The question is, can he? I believe he can give you 20 minutes a night. He and Jackson Hayes alternating. You know, there are going to be sometimes they go with a small lineup.
Right.
But The question is, can those guys between the two of them, can they give you 20, 24 minutes a night? I believe they can, but they definitely need another big. Jackson Hayes is not nearly enough. Like I said, you don't want to play him a ton of minutes. He's an energy guy. He's going to block some shots. He'll challenge some stuff at the rim, but he's a good role player. And the thing is, you don't have to run plays for him because you got enough scoring. You don't need other guys that you have to run plays for. You got Luka, you got LeBron, you got Austin Reeves that can score. You got Rui. You got 4 guys that can score. Right. Now you need bigs. I ain't got to run no plays for you. Get it off the rim, putbacks, lobs. Can you rebound? Can you challenge stuff at the rim? Because when you give up Anthony Davis, you give up one of the premier defensive players and one of the premier defensive players, but he's one of the best two-way players also that's in the game. But you gave that up because he was your last line of defense. He did a lot of covering up. Anthony Davis is like makeup. That's your phone. The blemishes that you have, he could cover it up.
Right.
And so that's what you need. That's what you need. And so can Jackson Hayes block the shots? Yeah. We know Dwight. We know JaVale McGee can challenge shots. We don't know how much tread they got. But look, you're not going to get a Jokic. So stop looking at something like right. So you just have to basically hope that one of these guys that they're able to secure can give you valuable minutes because Luka and LeBron is going to give you plenty.
Now, I obviously don't know. I don't know how basketball works to the extent that you do. During this All-Star break, isn't that the time you want to already have a big coming in at that point so you can hit the ground running when you come out of the All-Star break and having a big, to go with everybody else?
Yeah, I mean the question is that Rob is probably scouring. They're looking at, but like I said, there's not a whole lot out there. It's not like you got a cream of the crop looking a litter.
Yeah.
So you only got a handful of guys out there. JaVale McGee has familiarity with the Lakers. Dwight Howard has familiarity with the Lakers. I don't believe anybody else is going to get cut or get on a buyout.
Right.
I don't really see any buyouts happening. I think Alex Len is available. He's another big. Like I said, you're not going to get somebody that's a double-double machine. Most of the guys going to have older. JaVale McGee is a little older. Dwight Howard's a little older. JaVale probably can give you, I would say, somewhere 15, 16 minutes a night. Dwight, maybe a little more, 16 to 18 minutes a night. But maybe that's all you need.
Hey, does it matter that they don't give you much on the offensive end of the ball, though?
No, if LeBron James that averages 25, Luka that's averaging 28, Austin Reeves that's averaging 20, Rui that's averaging 16, if that's not enough with the damn.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
And consider that, and you hope your bench, Gabe Vincent, can continue to get better and better. I like this Goodwin kid that I saw, Godwin, the kid that I saw tonight that came up the bench. He's a scorer. You can tell when he gets the ball in his hands, he's looking to get to the basket. He's looking to put the ball in the basket. So I like what I saw with him. I don't want to get too carried away. Like I said, Utah wasn't playing any defense tonight. But if you look at him, I followed him the last couple of games. He can put the ball in the basket. Right. And he can put the ball in the basket at an elite clip. Vando's not going to give you much on the offensive end, but he's a defensive guy. Finney Smith, he's streaky, he can get hot. He can hit you about 3 or 4 threes in a game. But you're looking for him to defend at an elite level on the defensive end. So Vando, Finney Smith, those are your defensive guys. Jackson Hayes is a guy that can challenge at the rim. Gabe Vincent, he's another defensive guy. So look, when you got Austin Reeves, guys going to go at Austin Reeves. They're going to attack him. Guys are going to attack Luka. They know LeBron cannot exert that kind of defensive energy on a nightly basis. Yeah. So somebody's going to have to defend. Somebody.
Right.
But you're going to have to defend those guys also because you got 3 guys that can put the ball in the basket at an elite level. Like I said, I love the way Austin Reeves has gotten better. We know what LeBron is. We know what Luka is. The question is, can they add another piece, which I believe will be a big, that can give them enough offense, which you don't need much. Can you give us 8 points again? But what we need is defense. Can you rebound? Can you defend? Can you challenge? Can you clog the paint? And I believe if they get that, I think they'll be okay. Boost Mobile is now legit nationwide 5G network. So I have to take a break from all the jokes here for just a second and put my serious voice on because I would never, ever joke about a 5G network that has invested billions in building 5G towers across the country. Not even once. Not even if Mr. Boost Mobile himself asked me to. There's nothing funny about it. Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network and also provide coverage across 99% of America. Seriously, visit boostmobile.com or your nearest Boost Mobile store location to learn more. Boost Mobile network together with our roaming partners covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speed, not available in all areas. But this, like I said, they trying to rescind this trade. I'm not sure. Look, the guy he's had some injuries. And he's a big guy, Ocho. He give you 16 points. I think he's almost a double-double. But he's injured. And most time, every once in a while, if they really want a guy, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Maybe a year and a half ago. The Warriors, they traded for Gary Payton II.
Uh-huh.
He was injured. He failed a physical, but they really liked him because they had him before.
Right.
Helped him with, and so they knew what they were getting and say, you know what? We'll go ahead. Don't even worry about it. Yes, he failed. We'll work with him. We'll let him take. Because here's the thing, Ocho. I'm not trading for a guy he injured and I gotta wait. No, bro. I need you to go
Right now, yeah.
And I think that's what happened with Anthony Davis because AD was hurt, and he's like, okay, and he came back a little bit too soon.
Right.
And so now he tweaked that adductor, and now he's gonna be out some extended time. And I just saw they lost Daniel Gafford tonight. So 2 of their 3 bigs. They lost.
Hey,
now, go ahead.
You know what's funny? When I think about, do you think Anthony Davis' injury history played a part in them letting him go and not really, I don't want to say not caring, but understanding that they could get Luka and had no problem letting Anthony Davis go simply because of his injury history?
If Anthony Davis was 100% healthy and played all the games like AC Green, you're not passing up an opportunity to get Luka Doncic. 25 years of age, averaging 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. You're not giving that up. There's never been a trade like this before, Ocho.
Yeah.
There's never been a trade like this. Not it.
Is there a trade comparable? Is there a football trade comparable to the Anthony Luka Doncic trade, or is nothing even close?
No, because what happens if you go back and look at the trades? If you say, what about Kareem? Kareem wanted to be out. Okay. He wanted to leave.
Right.
And come to LA. Actually, Kareem really wanted to go to New York. But he ended up going to the Lakers. With that being said, Luka is 25 and he didn't ask to be traded. Anthony Davis asked to be traded. Guys have asked in their prime to be traded. Luka is 25, 5-time first-team All-NBA, led the league in scoring, Rookie of the Year. They didn't ask, and they moved him. There's not a whole lot. If you really think about it, there's not a whole lot of guys that you're probably not going to move him for. You're not going to move him for Yoke.
Right.
You're not going to move him for Shea. I don't know if they'll move him for Jason Tatum because they like that mesh. But other than that, if Nico Collins would have took that to the Warriors and say, give us KD, maybe, or Steph Curry. Steph is not going anywhere.
Okay.
Steph is not going anywhere. No, Steph is not going there. Joe Lacob is not going doing that deal. But we talked about it. What the owner said is like, okay, we finna pull some of this power back.
Right.
Y'all got too much. Y'all been where y'all want to go and who y'all want and yelling and doing all this screaming. Yeah. That sent shockwaves because you heard all the players talking like, hey, lets us know everybody is touchable.
You know, it lets us know everybody is touchable, but we still don't know exactly what happened. We still don't know exactly what happened where you're getting off a player that's been putting up the numbers he's been putting up as consistently as he has, despite the injury and not playing since December. Something else was going on behind closed doors, especially for a player that's eligible for a Supermax, 5-year through 45, whatever the numbers may have been. If you're that good, how do you let someone go like that? What is going on behind closed doors where you let him go, knowing that you're not going to be able to replace that type of productivity?
Right.
You're not going to. You can get something for him, but it's not the same.
Luka Doncic this summer was in line to get 5 years, $350 million. That's $70 million a year. Normally, if somebody's getting that kind of money, you don't want to have any questions. I don't want no injury history. I don't want a guy that I have to motivate to do what he needs to do. One. Second, that's a lot of money, Ocho. And so what a lot of the players are thinking, well, to keep somebody from getting that Supermax contract, if I trade him, now I save. Somebody else has to deal with that. But still, even if you save, that means they still can't get the Supermax once you get traded, because now that original team doesn't have the bird rights.
I have a question. If
Yes.
you think about a player that's that good, a player that's that dynamic. Now I'm not even speaking Luka, in this sense. A player that's that great, right? With every great player, aren't there some type of issues internally? Think about it.
No, I don't think. Look,
Think about some of the stories. Think about some of the stories. As great as Kobe was, as great as Michael Jordan was,
yes.
do you think everything was always perfect?
Well, there was no injury.
Off the court, because I think that what was going on and the issues they had with Luka, it had nothing to do with what he does on the court.
Right. I think the thing is that the one thing, no matter what you thought, they were too driven, they were too motivated.
Right.
They came in shape.
Yes.
And basketball was the end-all, be-all.
Right.
And so if you're investing that kind of money, you need basketball to be the end-all, be-all. Now, like I said, and plus, Ocho, I need to wrestle some of this power back. Okay. Because Luka is so powerful in that organization. If I give him this money, he's damn near the owner.
You think it make it worse? Hey,
and so that seems to me,
Excuse me. I hate to cut you off. Do you see the kind of money NBA players make?
Yeah, for sure.
Even if he didn't get the Supermax, he's still making fuck you money. Oh, yeah, my bad. God dog it, my bad. I'm sorry. He's making FU money.
Yes.
All the players, in the NBA are making FU money. So now NBA owners trying to find a way to, we're going to pull and take some of this power back. Well, it's too late now. It's too late based on the kind of money they're making. Everything is guaranteed.
Yes.
Everything is guaranteed. So there's really nothing they can do. But
here's the thing, though, Ocho. The players are going to be on their best behavior because 350, now you go down to 229.
Don't do me like that.
I'm just saying that's what...
229. What is there that I can't do with 229 that I can do with 350? I can do just about the same thing.
That's the same thing that you said with the NFL players. What can I do with 75 million that I can do with 50? That's a bit. Think about it. And you leave Texas with no state income tax to go to California where there's a 13% tax rate.
Right.
Luka is a global star.
Yes, sir.
And you gave him up and put him in the biggest market for the next decade. This is the Lakers. This is what they always do. This is what they've always done. Go back and look at the Lakers' history. It started out when they got Wilt, and then they got Kareem. They got Bob McAdoo. They got Shaq. They got LeBron. They got Anthony Davis. And now they got Luka. This is what they do.
Right.
So people shouldn't be surprised. The only thing the NBA owners are upset about, bro, you ain't opened it up. Do you know what Luka would have commanded?
But if everyone had a chance to get him.
Rudy Gobert went for 4 first-round picks. 4. Do you know what Luka Doncic, a 25-year-old global international superstar, would have went for?
So that mean Nico Collins and Rob Pelinka had some where they were in cahoots behind closed doors. Obviously, not letting anybody know what they were going to do simply because it's the Lakers. Where else would you want to go but the Lakers? They have to make a splash. They have to have a superstar.
But the Lakers ain't had the best. I guarantee you, if they had to open this thing up, Lakers wouldn't have come close to the best package.
Oh, absolutely not.
But Rob Pelinka was Kobe's agent. Nico Collins was at Nike. Worked with Kobe. Worked with Jordan. Worked with LeBron. You see? Now, hopefully people will understand. It's all about relationships.
Always.
I keep telling y'all, it ain't about this, it's about that. No, it's not. Rob and Nico had a relationship.
I like that. I like this. And see, you know what's funny? You know what I do like? I like also is we need to be a little bit more, and I'm asking for this. I'm asking for this. We need a little bit be a little bit more active on the basketball end because now that football season's over, guess where I'm finna be at?
Watching the game.
Courtside. Oh, I'm not watching the game from home. Well, I'm finna use some of this nightcap money, boy. I'm going to sit courtside. What you talking about?
No,
I'm ready.
I'm saving my money.
Where you going?
I'm saving.
What? Oh, now you want to save? I've been preaching you about saving all this time. All of a sudden, you save?
Whoa. I ain't got no big chain. I ain't got no big 84. I wasn't iced out on Nightcap Live. I ain't got that. I ain't have 5 bracelets.
Wait a minute, hold on. I had to prepare myself for live shows. We have a tour coming up, so that's my stuff specifically for the tour. Now I put that away, and that's not coming out again until April when it's time to go on said tour. Now listen, you have to understand. Now Pat Riley and I have a relationship. Mickey Arison and I have a relationship. I have a relationship with Bam Adebayo. I'm going to sit courtside next to the Lakers, next to the Heat bench. That's only $1,500. That's just. All right, I don't no disrespect to anybody in the chat. I'm not saying it's a drop in the bucket, but $1,500, that's feasible for me for the rest of the season after All-Star break, where I can get a better understanding of the game, watching it up close, being able to talk it so I can sound like you, so I can sound like Stephen A, so I can sound like Malika Andrews, so I can sound like Perkins. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Now give me 3 weeks. Watch how I sound out here.
But yeah, I mean, I like what the Lakers have done. I like LeBron, but like I said, I can see LeBron playing 2 or 3 years for the simple fact the workload that he will. The question is mine, like you said, because he's LeBron James and he's been great since he stepped foot in the NBA. And if there's any point in time that he can't be great, he'll walk away. Just like Tom Brady. Tom realized Tom Brady great. See, people like, well, look at Tom's numbers, but. Tom, when you're a great player, you only get compared to a younger self. You don't get compared to the other players. Aaron Rodgers, when you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers, they weren't that bad, but you're comparing Aaron to the young Aaron when he was throwing 45 touchdowns with 4 picks. He was 38 touchdowns with 3 picks. He was this and that. That MVP, when you're great, it's hard for you to be anything other than great.
Right.
And now all of a sudden people look at it like, damn, I'm a reg. It's hard.
Right.
It's hard. It's just like when some people have a large sum of money and all of a sudden they don't have that no more, Ocho. They don't know how to behave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had all this money. I've had millions, hundreds of millions, billions. And now I've just got, you a billionaire and all of a sudden all you got is $200 million.
Ooh.
Man, 200 million. Me and you 200 million, like, sign me up. But not when you've had billions. That's a whole different ballgame.